Welcome to the Moon Magic Tarot channel. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's readings, we are asking, what gifts is this new moon and this new moon phase going to be bringing to you? That is our question today. We're going to draw 3 cards, 3 runes and 3 charms to help to guide you in. So I think we have reading 1, reading 2 and reading 3. So what gifts is this new moon and this new moon phase going to be bringing you? I should also say this is a timeless reading, even though I am doing this reading in the energy, within the energy of a new moon, a new moon period and the beginning of a new moon phase. These readings are timeless. You can tune into them at the beginning of any new moon phase. So reading number 1, you have Bastet of 174 HZ. Reading number 2, we have Yogini of 285 HZ. Lots of frequencies coming in here to these readings. And reading number 3, well, we do have lots of frequencies coming in here. Solve Paluti 741 HZ. Okay. 3 very different resonances, very different frequencies. Now, let's draw runes and charms for those of you who need or would like that additional information. Okay, reading number 1, you have the rune of joy. Beautiful. Reading number 2, you have the rune of openings. Reading number 3, you have the rune of strength. Let's draw some charms as well. Okay. Now, reading number 1, you have the horse. Reading number 2, you have the lucky horseshoe. There we go. And reading number 3, you have 2. Now, and thank you so much. This shield with the 5-pointed petal flower came up in another reading. I just want to say thank you in the comments for letting me know more of the meaning of this, and I'll speak about this in the readings. Thank you very much. I love the way you guys share information here within the comments. It's absolutely fantastic that this our beautiful channel here has become, you know, this wonderful YouTube channel has become a space of sharing information in this way. So thank you. You have the shield with the 5-pointed flower, the 5-petal flower. You also have a butterfly, which actually on the reverse of it, now on its front there are some little spirals. On the back it says created for you. Okay, so we'll say more in the readings, but I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to let the camera run for a little bit longer for any of you who want a little bit more time just to tune into the energies, the resonances, the frequencies and the information here for you. And if you need longer, just press the pause button. I will put the timestamps in the comments for phone users and in the information box, so you can fast forward to any of the readings. It may be one, it may be more than one. Super Souls, I will see you in just a moment. Welcome, reading number 1. We have a super amazing message coming through with this card, rune and this charm of the horse already. So Bastet of 174 HZ, that resonance is, the meaning of this card is about lowering your frequency. It's a card that says you've been working really fast for a really long time, to the point where you don't actually realize that you're a bit like a coiled spring. You know, you're carrying a lot of stress. That's what this card is saying. And this is the resonance to slow you down to the point where you let go of that stress, and then even things that currently might seem quite unmanageable become manageable. In fact, even to the point where things that perhaps are feeling like they're stacking up and they're stressful and you've been really full on trying to make everything happen. This card says slow yourself down, let go of the stress, and you'll find suddenly that those things that feel like they're stacking up and they're a pressure, not only will you be able to manage them easily, you'll even enjoy the doing of them. Okay, so very interesting. And of course we have the rune of joy, and we have this galloping horse going at such a fast pace. So I think this is just a really powerful message. You know, if you were doing a one card reading for someone, this, you know, one card, one rune, one charm reading, this would just be telling you so much. So let's place this here and see what we are shown, because we're asking today, what gifts is this new moon phase. I'm actually doing this reading in the energy of the new moon, and it's a new moon phase. It's the 10th moon that I'm actually doing it in. It's timeless. You can tune into this at any time, but the 10th moon phase, the tribal moon phase, it's governed by the Celtic, the tree law of vine, and it's also, which is a very productive, very fast growing plant, wraps itself round things, it climbs, and also the moon phase, the tribal moon phase of weaves the web. So it's about creation. Okay, so this is the energy of the new moon that we're doing this, and the moon phase. So let's draw a moon card for you. First of all, reading number 1. See what we are shown here. We have luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. Super nice beginning. Super nice beginning to your reading. What is this new moon and this new moon phase going to bring? Now, what gift is going to be brought to you? Super lovely people of reading number 1. Let us see what cards we are going to see here. Draw some tarot cards. We are going to draw, I think we will draw some angel cards as well. There's your card coming through. Your first and second and third. And I'm also going to use another oracle pack as well. Okay, let's have a look and see what we have here. So, look at your tarot cards first, or your first set of tarot cards. We may well draw more. So you have 2 of Bows, decision. Let me just hold these up so you can have a good look at them. So 2 of Bows, decision. This is the equivalent of the 2 of Wands. 7 of Bows, clearance. Okay, what gift is coming to reading number 1? This is what we are asking during this new moon phase. 6 of Stones, exploitation. And we have 10 of Stones, home, and then we have the 5 of Bows, empowerment. Let's put these here. We then have compassion, Archangel Zadkiel. We have angel therapy, Archangel Raphael. We have indigo and crystal children, Archangel Metatron. We have ancestral guardians of light, and we have fearless. Okay, now bear with me, I'm just going to pause the camera for 1 second and see if I can adjust it so that we can get all the cards showing. Okay, Super Souls, I've rearranged and I hope that you can now see everything. So, this reading is really clear actually for you, reading number 1, in terms of what is being brought to you, the gift that's being brought to you in this new moon phase, or the gift this new moon energy is bringing to you. I think it's going to literally give you a window of opportunity to rebalance, realign, to achieve the things you're trying to achieve, to leap forwards, and yet simultaneously sort of not at the expense of yourself. Okay, what we're seeing here, just in the message alone with this card here, is of you working really, really hard, furiously fast. And Six of Stones, this card, exploitation of basically, I feel like the danger is that you could be burning, you could be burning out, really. Like you're investing, you're trying so hard, you're working so hard, and it's got to the point, there's something you've been working on, working so hard at. I mean, I think, to be honest, genuinely, probably in most areas of your life, I think you're someone who forges ahead. You really invest heavily, you give it your best shot every single time, and fair play to you, because actually there's a lot of lethargy in the world. There's a lot of people who just want to sit back. It's like, I've asked the universe for this, therefore it should deliver, without any recognition that manifestation actually involves us doing things as well. We have to do the internal work, we have to do the external work, and then things kind of click into place, hopefully. We're always on that pathway of evolution. But you have been working your socks off. And I actually feel like this energy of this new moon is actually saying to you, it's time for something to be given back to you. It really is. You can leap forward fearlessly. Don't be fearful of the outcome. Stop worrying that if you don't do absolutely everything, it won't happen. Let's just talk you through some of the messages coming through. I mean, I'm really seeing how you have really, really invested. You've been pushing forwards. You've been working your socks off. But yeah, to the point of kind of burnout. It's time to prioritize. The Seven of Bows is about, the sevens are kind of always talking about choices. The sevens in the tarot, always talking about making decisions, making choices. And with the Five of Bows here, empowerment. And this card is the Cerne Abbas Giant. It's in Dorset, actually, and not a million miles from where I am in the UK. This is seen as a symbol of fertility, and also of overcoming our fears. It is said, the energy when you visit the Cerne Abbas Giant, it opens up the pathway for you. So I feel this new moon is going to bring you an opportunity to either to stop and evaluate, prioritize, and bring yourself back into balance, or it's going to give you, it's going to bring something that will allow you to slow down and enjoy the process of what you're creating. It's like, let go of the fear of the outcome. Let go of that feeling that if you're not holding the reins all the time, that the horse is going to charge out of and be out of control. There's something of this. It's time to prioritize on some of the things you really want in your life. The work-life balance, 10 of Stones, home, slow down, stop. And there's again a real pathway of emergence here. I feel like what we're looking at, this beautiful home here with this oak tree here, I feel like we're looking from, it's as if I'm sitting inside a long barrow. We have a man figure, a male figure here, and a female figure here. Now, irrespective of gender, this for me is talking about family, it's talking about home, it's talking about partnership. And I feel like I'm sitting inside a long barrow looking across to a home, to a house, to a hut. It's time to invest. Long barrows are places of rebirth. They were places where, the dead were buried. And so it's a space of transformation, of moving from one world to another, of one mindset to another. So I feel the message here is very, very clear. This new moon energy is inviting you to bring something back into balance. And you're going to be given a gift. Something is coming to you that's going to create this window of opportunity. And I think it's going to be something that is so... it will show you that you are loved, you are guided, you are cared about. Somebody is going to come in with compassion. I think somebody is literally going to show you something or give you something, offer you something. I feel interestingly as if that there'll be a gift of, I want to say something real, and I'll try and get my language right for what I'm sort of seeing here, and feel that you're being shown. The gift, when I say something real, I don't necessarily, it's real in that it's tangible, but it's like the gift of love, the gift of support, the gift of care. It's not necessarily an object, a physical object. It's not like someone giving you a box of chocolates or a something. What you're going to be given is something that literally enfolds you in love, care, compassion. You know, when someone comes along and gives you the hug you desperately needed in that moment, or the something. Someone is coming into your world, or somebody's going to give you, it could be a group of people who are going to give you exactly the level of support you need in a very real and tangible kind of emotional way that will allow you to slow it right down. It's like being wrapped up in a way that all that coiled spring energy slows itself down, and there you are. You're actually present, you feel supported, you feel loved, and because you feel so nurtured, so fabulous, the other stuff, just the stuff that you're trying to achieve, just becomes easy. You are going to surge forwards with something. We're going to draw more cards around this as well, because you're quite actively involved in creating something. I am seeing that here as well. You're either launching something or getting ready to launch something. You've been working very hard at something. Luck is on your side. I'm seeing complete success at whatever you move forwards with. You may not know even what the exact outcome is. Something you desire, something you want is going to move forward significantly. If there's been a block or something that's been holding you back, you're going to step over that really, really easily this month. If something's been blocking you, luck is on your side to expand, to move, to grow, to move forwards. But there's this sort of shift in the energy here that says, instead of doing it and feeling like it's an uphill slog, uphill struggle, somehow something is being gifted to you by someone or by a group of people that will suddenly stop that feeling of burning out, that fast pace, and suddenly the very thing that you need to achieve, step over or see clearly or make, it's more than seeing clearly, it's more of a making happen. That opening. This is a card that is the opening of the ways. We see this transformation from a place where you're sitting inside the long barrow and you step out into the light, and there is this oak tree. Something that you are manifesting is going to move forwards with leaps and bounds. The difference is that at the moment it feels like it's become hard work to try and make it happen. And the shift in the energy is something is coming to you in a way that you are going to feel so supported, loved and cared about that you will just be, like when you're in love, you can just work. I always feel like there's that zingy kind of in love energy. That means you can kind of, you have renewed confidence, it's that really gorgeous energy that means that you walk through your day singing, and it's kind of all the lights turn to green and every door appears to open for you. And it's like that shift in the energy just somehow affects and radiates out in such a way that everything that might previously the day before have felt quite challenging suddenly becomes really easy. And that's what we're seeing. There's a gift here that's coming to you. And yeah, it almost, it's very interesting, this card, Indigo and Crystal Children, Archangel Metatron. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. I actually think this is you. I think you are really, really sensitive souls. I think you have that real special quality of emotional sensitivity. This is coming out, the sensitivity, this level of sensitivity is coming out in quite a few of the readings at the moment. And there's so much turmoil and stuff going on in the world, so much pressure, that I think for the sensitive souls of the world, this is feeling, you know, quite overloading at times. You know, you can just watch the news and just feel this is more than I can cope with. And that adds to the kind of pressure and stress. So I think this is you. Someone is going to come along and literally something is going to happen that will cause you to realize that you are loved, supported, cherished, or someone new will come into your world and offer this to you. Something's going to happen that creates that shift. And the very thing that you're working at is suddenly going to just, you're going to fly through it with ease. But let us draw some more cards for you. Let's just follow through with this a little bit and see where we're going with this. So I'm going to use another tarot pack, I think. And let's ask for reading number 1, following this reading through. In this new moon, in the energy of the new moon, new beginnings, a new phase of manifestation, in this moon month. What is reading number 1? Yeah, what's the outcome going to be? Can we be given more information? And what's the project? Can we have something about what are reading number 1 working on? That is going, can we see something as to how this is going to move forwards? I mean, this card just says go for it. You know, don't be attached to the outcome, just go for it, don't worry about it. But there's so much support being offered as well. So yeah, maybe we'd be given more information about what this is that reading number 1 are really have been very fast and busy with. And we'll keep those 3 cards. We may ask a second question, but I think we're going to. So this is we're asking about this project. Let's draw another set of cards to ask, you know, what is this about? This support, guidance, where is this coming from? Can we be given more information about this for reading number 1, please? Where is this support coming from? How is it manifesting? Is it just, it could just be the energy of the new moon coming in that creates the shift, but we're asking. So yeah, let's look at this first. Okay, so we have the moon illusion. We have the 10 of Angels, surrender. And then we have the card 7 of Trees, contemplation. Okay, this is really interesting. Contemplation, and we have the 7 of Bows, clearance. Okay. This is rather lovely. Okay, so this is like the 10 of Swords. And this is like the 7 of Wands. Making decisions. Okay, what I am going to say to you, super souls, and I have to say it how I see it, really, is that I think for some of you, something may happen that literally causes you to have to stop. Okay, now you may feel in that moment, this won't be true for all of you, but it may be relevant to some of you. You may feel in the moment, oh, you know, I didn't want this to happen. How could this be happening? Why am I, you know, why have I been stopped? Why, you know, like something won't arrive on time. You know, when you had set yourself a deadline and you were going to get something packed and shipped out, but you know, actually the box you needed to send it off doesn't arrive on time. It's like something will happen, or certain things will happen that cause you to stop. And I'm really feeling quite significantly different messages. So we've got all these bows, these boughs of this beautiful tree. And I feel like there's a lot of energy in this card here. Almost as if the winds are kind of blowing it. I actually think you're going to have more than one circumstance or situation. So it could be something might come along and feel like an interruption. Okay, that might happen. You might also find that someone comes along and says, look, hey, let's grab a coffee, and you haven't seen them for ages and you feel quite torn about it. It's like, oh, I'd really like a coffee. I'd really like to go for lunch. And I need to do this because I won't see this person for another 2 years. They're only here for a week or something. So you go and do it. But a part of you is thinking, oh, I really ought to be working. You know, that kind of thing. But actually, it's more important. You're prioritizing. Okay. other circumstances may come along. You could find that actually you're needed at home, or something happens within your family, or your partner comes along, or if you're single, you meet a partner and suddenly it's like, oh, actually this really is a priority. I feel like I ought to be working, but no, I really want to see this person. It's that kind of stuff. I think there's going to be several things that take place. But what's also going to happen is you're going to come back from those situations so revitalized. Like, even if, you know, the box doesn't arrive that you needed to pack something and ship it, and you're really feeling a bit angsty about it. But instead you think, do you know what, I'm just going to go for a walk. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to go for a walk. You know, or the internet stops just in the middle of an upload. It's all that kind of stuff. And you think, do you know what, I can't carry on working. I can't get online. I'm going to go for a walk. And you go out for a walk and you feel so replenished. Or you bump into someone, you have a conversation, someone sees you, gives you a big hug. There's something that's going to, each of these circumstances, even though something will cause you to stop in some way, shape or form, and I think it could be quite a lot of, you know, different things, a different array of stuff. What will come to you through that is that you'll come back and suddenly everything will just work. And you'll think, do you know what? I don't know why I was pushing so much. It's really interesting, actually. I will voice this. It's really interesting with these new moon readings, because this actually happened to me yesterday. So I'll just share it, you know, because it seems relevant to your reading. But I started doing new moon readings yesterday and something just wasn't sitting right. And I kind of wanted to do them yesterday. I planned to do it. I had this time within my kind of schedule, and I just kind of thought, this isn't working. I'm just not, it's not, you know, something isn't quite gelling right. And so I kind of, with a degree of frustration, I'd taken a few calls during the day that were unexpected as well, that had, I think, created a shift in my own energy as well. And so, you know, I think I probably needed the time to process those calls really before moving into a reading, even though I did my preparation and all the things that I do to, you know, empty myself out and be available as a channel. And really interesting, I went for a most amazing walk, not to this giant, not to the Cernabus giant, but I actually went up to one of the white horses in Wiltshire and did some walking, a good long walk. And by the time I came back, I felt completely chilled, and I got up today, and I've been so much more in tune with these readings today. And you know, a part of me, I really felt by the time I came back, it was like, it was completely right for me to put it down, not to keep trying to strive and push and strive and push. The energy today is so different and so right for these readings. And there's something about that feeling, you know, there's something around, you know, if something isn't working, learning to recognize that. But I feel like you're going to be gifted, not just with something that is, not just with something that's that stops you, but with a gift that replenishes you simultaneously. Now, I believe everything in a reading shows us something. You probably can't see this, but I'm going to hold it up to you. Can you see on this card, Surrender? There's the most tiny little insect. It's just walking across her shoulder. And now it's walking, can you see it's just about to walk down her arm and off into the wing. Okay, I sort of trust we're always shown things. This little insect is just meandering around. I don't even know where it's come from or what it is, but it's meandering. There's something that's going to change the pace of your world, but it's not going to stop you from achieving. It's really clear. That's the gift here. Oh, well, look at this. Two of Hearts, Union. Two of Angels, Balance, and the Sun, Vitality. Now, I was asking really in these cards, you know, what's going to shift and move forwards for you? What's the project that you're working on? I'm not being given any specific information, I need to say here for me. This is the way I'm seeing these cards, about only that your outcome is going to be completely amazing. Whatever you are working on, whatever the slowing down. I did say to you, for some of you, you know, if you're single, you'll meet someone and you just know that you want to prioritize that, and then suddenly your energy will be so flying high that you'll just achieve, and it will just happen. It will fall into place. There's no struggle, there's no difficulty. 2 of Hearts, union. 2 of Angels, balance. This is just the affirmation of everything I've just been saying, you know, and thank you for that guidance, that information. Whatever takes place and whatever comes in, you're going to suddenly see the illusion of the stress that is so there because of the pressure you apply to yourself, because you are so hardworking, you are so committed, you are so amazing. You try and you work and you do everything in such an amazing way. This new moon is bringing the energy of support for you that's going to come in real terms, whether it is the tangible stuff of actual things, I think, or the untangible stuff of energy, of support, of love, of care. Being loved, bringing yourself back into balance, and everything flows. The channels open for you. Reading number 1, whatever you are working on, it's going to fly high. The balance of your life will be returned. Literally, you just surrender yourself. Whatever comes into your world, it's like, honestly, it's going to bring you so much joy that you will just surrender to it. It will be, do you know what? Nothing else matters. I want to be at home. I want to be with that person. I want to go out to that, have coffee. I want to, you know, you're just going to know that you want it. It prioritizes you, and all of that burning out just disappears. And yeah, you're going to be in flow. So whatever you're working at, it's going to fly, it's going to race, it's going to bring you joy, and you're going to love it because you're in the zone. And whatever comes into your world, it's bringing you the energy to create that transformation. This is super. This is a most gorgeous reading. Reading number 1, yeah, I'm 1,000,000% behind you. You're a hard worker. You deserve all the balance, joy, love, energy and success that is going to come your way. You absolutely enjoy it. This is a shift in energy that really allows you to know you don't have to strive to make stuff happen. It can flow. This is beautiful. Reading number 1, I am sending you so much joy and so much love. If this reading is really resonating with you and you'd like to get any notifications of any of my readings as I post them, if you subscribe and click the little bell icon, they should come into your stream. I put a ton of stuff into the world, free stuff and all sorts of things. So I'll put the links to all the kinds of things that I do, the resources that I offer. I'll put them all in the information box below so that you can just, you know, scroll down, and I'll put them in the comments too. Scroll down, and if there's anything that is relevant or helpful to you, you can check it out. Super Souls, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to all of you who have been giving back through the super thanks in the comments. Thank you for the support as well that you give each other. You guys are amazing. It's a real honor to be connected with you all and to be a part of an online community that is just really just so unbelievably open, honest and supportive of one another. You guys are amazing. And thank you all of you who are actually supporting my ongoing work through Patreon as well. You are absolute superstars. Tons of love to you all. Reading number 2, welcome. You have been guided into this reading by Yogini of 285. I say HZ, it's Hertz, isn't it? But you have the Rune of Opening and the Lucky Horseshoe. This card, I feel for me, it's like a return to trust, actually, or you're called to have a return to trust, to know and trust that things are being orchestrated around you. Now, just the charm, the rune and this card alone, it was the same in reading number 1 actually, are bringing a really powerful, almost like a little mini reading in themselves. Something is being orchestrated around you. You're being guided, protected, maneuvered in a particular way to bring new clarity, a new opening, a clear direction. It's like your pathway is being cleared for you in some way, but it may come in a form that is unexpected. Okay, but something is being orchestrated around you. So we are asking in this reading, we're asking What gift is this new moon and this new moon phase bringing for you? I'm seeing a clear opening coming. We'll draw from the moon cards first. Believe in the impossible is your first card. Wow. This is exciting, reading number 2. Believe in the impossible. Let's draw from this tarot pack, and then we'll draw some oracle cards as well. Look at these first, and then we'll draw some oracle cards as well. You have 2 of Bows, decision. 5 of Stones, endurance. It's the equivalent of the 5 of Pentacles. 10 of Stones, home. This is very interesting. You know, 2 of these cards came up in reading number 1 as well, though I am seeing a very different order. We have the Knight of Bows, Fox. We have Queen of Vessels, Salmon, and 3 of Vessels, Joy. Very interesting reading, reading number 2. Let's draw oracle cards, and then we'll draw some oracle cards first, I think, before we then dive into your reading. Both of those, I think, are for you. And an angel card as well. Both of those, I think. Yes, and one more. Let's have a look at what we have here. Ooh, Wild Rider, blessing bestowed. We have White Mantra, Mother protects. We have healthy lifestyle, overcoming difficulties, and compassion. Okay, let's see how we manage to get your cards into view for you. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to pause the video, and then I will literally just reorganize the cards so that we can see them all. Okay, reading number 2. I'm going to place this. This was our last card that we drew, and I'm going to place it to one side. I couldn't quite fit them all in as we are, but it feels really appropriate, as it was the last one, to bring this in with, probably we'll be drawing more cards, I'm sure, and so we'll bring it in with the next layer of cards. Okay, I'm just going to place it over here for a moment. Now, I actually feel this new moon is going to be bringing you, I said already, I feel like this is a reading that's really speaking loudly of the universe orchestrating something in support of you. The universe creating a diversion or a series of events that may seemingly take you off course, but actually it's actually putting you on course. Now, I feel like you may, because it may come in an unexpected form, you may kind of question, you know, what's going on. 5 of Stones, endurance. We see this sort of lightning bolt here. This feels like she's taking shelter from the storm. The Knight of Bows, Fox. Foxes are wily creatures. They're clever creatures. They have to be quite adaptable. I don't know if any of you guys live in a city. I mean, feral foxes are amazing. They are so resilient. They're so adaptable. And I sort of feel like there's perhaps some stuff that's going on around you in your world. And I imagine you'll probably already know what the something is. There's some stuff going on around you in your world. For some of you, it connects to kind of home and family. There's something that's going on around you. And in one way, it could press your buttons, fire you up. It could feel quite emotionally charged. We have a big blue moon here. it could really, there's stuff going on. I do think predominantly it's home, family, but it could also, 10 of Stones, connect to your career pathway, your money and your finances. It could also connect to health. I suspect for some of you it's possibly the health of a family member, maybe even. There's something in that arena. Okay, so health issues are around you, not necessarily your own. I think it's more likely to be the health issues of somebody else, a friend, a family. As I said, there's also maybe, if it's for you, there could be, if there's health issues that could be relevant to you, but it could also be to do with almost mental health stuff. Either way, you're actually being protected, which is utterly beautiful. You may feel like the situation that's going on feels a bit out of your control. You may feel like you have to almost take shelter. It presses your buttons. I think you're not quite sure what to do with this current situation. It could be somebody who you care about who lives a little distance away, and because you're not on the doorstep, you don't know exactly what to do or how best to support them. It could be somebody who you can sort of see they're getting themselves into a bit of a pickle and you'd love to help them. But you can't, and you know that it's not the right thing to do, to step up and step in. They've kind of got to sort it out for themselves. Either way, you are being affected by something else or someone else that's around you, and actually it's causing you to sort of, it's causing your stress levels to go up basically, and you're having to work out how to work with this situation, either how to work around it, how to work with it. I think you possibly swing from feeling really fired up about it to retreating and trying to sort of, you know, put your head, sometimes I think you put your head above the parapet and then you kind of retreat and think, no, I'm going to bolt the doors. This is just too much to handle. What is really lovely here is that I think the energy of this new moon and this new moon phase is, and the gift that you're being offered is that there's going to be a resolution here. You're being protected. You don't have to put yourself in the firing line. You don't have to be heavily involved. You need to adapt and work out what to do. And sometimes you just need to withdraw and, you know, take shelter, almost take shelter from the storm. It's getting sorted, actually. I really feel this return to trust. There's a really strong message here. This is where the card of compassion is coming in too. Archangel Zadkiel, soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. It's quite a primary card, even though I put it to one side and we're going to bring it in because we will be drawing more cards for you today. But this is really interesting. You're being protected. You know, white mantra, mother protects. Wild red rider, blessing bestowed. You are ultimately, this whole situation, when it's sorted, honestly, you'll look back on it and you will think, do you know, the way that actually emerged, even though it felt really difficult, it was a blessing in disguise. It's going to be one of those circumstances or situations that will ultimately, though I think it will be a little way ahead, ultimately you'll arrive at a point and honestly you'll look back, you'll be flying high, you'll be completely free of all of the stuff that was connected to it, and you'll look back and you'll think, do you know what, every step of the way was guided. Every step of the way I was being supported, guided through a transition. But I didn't see it. Literally, it's like you come home to yourself in some way. You come home, you return to the source. You get, everything gets fixed, okay? The difficulties will be overcome. But there are some health issues around you, most definitely. Now, I do think for most of you, the health issues are somebody else. And maybe the way that they're being dealt with, or the way they're being looked at, or the way they're being sorted, either the level of care or the lack of care, or the way it's being negotiated, or the person themselves is resistant to helping themselves, or whatever that is for you. Family, friends, some aspect of your career pathway, your finances, something is feeling out of your control. And you're doing your best. You literally do range from feeling like you need to retreat to feeling all fired up about it. But what we have here is difficulties get overcome. Be compassionate, whilst also knowing that you can step down. I don't think this is actually your problem to fix, if I'm truly honest. Reading number 2. Now, if there are health issues for you, then there's a different aspect to the reading, and I'll speak about that in a moment. But for many of you, I think the problem is actually connected to someone else. But you're feeling really powerful feelings about it, but not really knowing what to do. And you are having to be quite adaptable. You're having to be quite flexible, having to be quite adaptable. You're trying to see it from all sides. You may even have people in your world who are kind of at war with each other. Two people that just don't get on, or, maybe at work. There's two very different perspectives on what something means, and you're really not sure how to navigate this. But, get into a compassionate mindset, because there's something of the flavour of what's going on around you that could really press quite a lot of buttons or fire you up to the point where it then does actually affect your own health. Now, if you are facing health issues yourself, you may actually be finding that you're not getting the responses you need, and you're getting fired up, worked up about it. You don't know whether to reach out, or you try and reach out, often in frustration perhaps, and then you feel like you're getting nowhere and you retreat. So that same energy is around. This reading is saying, look, the difficulties are going to be overcome, and there really is protection and guidance around you. Believe in the impossible. If you've got people around you who are at war with one another, you don't have to intervene. If you've got friends who've fallen out and they want you to take sides, step away. You don't have to intervene. This is going to get sorted out. 3 of Vessels, joy. The rune of openings. This is clarity. Clarity of direction, knowing what to do and when to do it, out of darkness into light. It is a very spiritual rune, a rune of real openings. The situation will open and move forwards, and the direction will become clear. And you have this lucky horseshoe. Whatever's taking place, I do feel one day you'll look back at this and you'll kind of laugh at it and think, wow, that was a blessing in disguise. The ultimate outcome that will emerge in times yet to come, you'll look back and you'll think, do you know that honestly, that was one of the most marvelous gifts that ever happened and came to me. We're seeing a gift. This situation is going to sort itself out. What I do see in this reading, which is very much about, what is the energy of the new moon bringing, whichever new moon phase we're in. This is a timeless reading. What's the energy of the new moon bringing, and the new month, the new moon month? It's bringing you a solution that's being orchestrated for you. You don't have to fix this. It's being organized for you. The key here, the message, and we'll draw more cards for you. The key here is to do with maintaining your own energy. Sort of want to say your own well-being as well here. There's going to be a return to something. What I want to say, sanity will return. If you feel like you're in a situation that feels a bit bonkers and a bit mad at the moment, a bit crazy, it's seriously up and down, it's all over the place, all over the shop. There's going to be a return to some sort of sense of stability, some sense of a new beginning. It's going to get sorted. It's really, really clear here. That is a very profound message for you guys. It will literally return to a resonance that is okay, and it's being organized. I mean, this is so powerfully shown here. It's being organized around you. You're being protected from the full blast of something. So if you're finding yourself stepping forwards and then you're stepping away from something because it's not actually feeling really okay, despite your attempts to navigate this, it isn't really working out for you, then step away, because actually you're being protected and the solution is being organized and orchestrated for you. It's one of those situations where You've kind of got to trust, okay? That's what we're shown here. Now, that's sometimes difficult if it all feels a bit mad and crazy, but let's draw some more cards to ask for some more information for reading number 2 about the situation they're finding themselves in. And we'll leave it at that for one moment, and then we'll perhaps draw some more in a second. Let's just have a look at these first. 4 of Hearts, depression. This is a super run of cards here. Look what we have. 4 of Hearts, depression. We have believe in the impossible. We have the Wheel, breakthrough, and the 6 of Stars, success. This is such an affirmation for you, Super Souls. It really is. I'm kind of, I'm saddened for you that this kind of stuff is going on. But I just feel like it's not your responsibility. I also need to say very clear, you didn't do anything wrong. I think you've possibly also, for some of you, you've really tried to help. And also I think people have asked you to help. You know those situations where someone asks for your help? They ask you to do something, you step up, you do it, and then somehow you found yourself caught up in the magnitude of somebody else's drama, and you just think, well, why did I even go there? There's no gratitude, there's no appreciation. Step away. This is going to get sorted. It's really, this situation has got you down, okay? And I can really see that. It affects you, it fires you up, it presses your buttons. And I'm really sorry that that's happened, because it's really, excuse me, it's really hard. But the breakthrough will come. And the 6 of Stars, success, it's really clear. Really clear. This is going to get sorted. It's going to be fixed. It will resolve itself. And actually, if you investing energy in something that feels for me as if it goes round in circles and shouldn't really be involving you. It's not your responsibility, even if you've been asked to get involved or you've been drawn into something inadvertently, it's not your problem. You don't have to get involved here. It's not for you to carry. And you didn't do anything wrong. Okay, really clear. You've done nothing wrong. That's what we're being told here in no uncertain terms. So, interestingly enough, I feel we should draw a couple more cards to sort of ask about you. This all feels like it's, it's like you're, return to your cave and look at it from a distance, but don't get drawn in. and the gift that's going to be brought to you. This is what our reading is about. What gift is this new moon phase going to be bringing to you? The gift it's going to be bringing to you is this situation is going to get sorted, and you can kind of almost like breathe again. Now let's ask, can we be given an indication of where reading number 2 will find themselves in the future when this is sorted and over? Okay, 7 of Trees. Oh, this is lovely. 7 of Trees, contemplation, and the release, metamorphosis. Beautiful cards, beautiful energy. What will happen actually, and what we're shown in the future, is this is a situation. I know I said, you're going to get to a point where you look back and you think that was a blessing in disguise. You will actually see really clearly in the future what that blessing is, what it was, what the gift was that was being brought to you. I don't think it feels like a gift at the moment, especially if you're in the firing line, literally, or you're caught between two kind of arguments going on, two situations. Yeah, I don't think you're feeling that blessing at the moment. Reading, beautiful reading number 2. And I'm sorry you're not feeling the blessing, but actually this is a blessing in disguise. And the luck is with you. You're being guided, you're being supported, you're being protected. So just back away from this. You don't have to be involved. It's going to get sorted. Afterwards, there's going to be an outcome here that's really, really interesting. And this is being shown very clearly here by this card of the Release Metamorphosis. If this is connected to somebody, I did say for some it's like, I think a family member maybe, you know, something connected to the home, family, so close friends. It could be a work situation as well. Whatever this is, you're going to reach a point where, I mean, basically your buttons won't be pressed anymore. It's like you'll see it so clearly that you will not be affected by this stuff or this person or this group of people in the same way ever again. You will handle it in, or any situation like it, like literally like you can just do cartwheels right through the whole thing. Stuff, buttons will just not be pressed anymore. You'll be impervious. You'll see it. You'll be contemplative about it. Contemplative, I think that's a word. Yes, you'll be able to see it, reflect on it. You'll see it coming. It's almost like, I feel like there's a bigger lesson here being brought to you as a gift, actually, on a karmic level. It's almost as though you'll have faced something that presses your buttons and you'll never have to do it again. You'll be released from that obligation, or that being drawn in so easily, or reacting to somebody's drama. It just won't happen. You know, it will be a resolution for you personally. I'm not saying that this person, these people, these situations won't still happen in the world, because they will. We all know that. We all know people, you know, who act not always, you know, in the most conscious ways. But you will come out of this. No longer, you'll see it for what it is in people, but it just won't press your buttons. You won't get drawn in. You won't be tangled in those kinds of things. It literally will. You will transform from this and kind of be at peace with yourself, irrespective of what other people do in the future. So it's like a really significant leap, which is what we see here in these cards here. White Mantra Mother protects. She's leaping, literally leaping around these. It's as if she's lifted and carried around these two beautiful, I'm never sure whether they look like mountain cows. I'm not quite sure exactly what they are. They look like mountain cows. This conflict here, she's carried across it, literally lifted, carried. And here she is riding high, you know, smile on her face, riding, able to literally ride the bull, you know, the wild creature, and be, you know, she can handle anything. So there is a blessing here at a kind of almost like a karmic level. It's almost as though wherever you've come from, whatever you've done, wherever you are going, this kind of stuff is never going to affect you again. And that is part of the blessing that is coming to you. There is this sort of almost karmic level of something that says you'll get to a point where you've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and you'll never be drawn in again. You'll see it coming. You'll know it for what it is. It doesn't mean you won't be compassionate about it. That's cool. You can handle that. You can soften your heart. But, you know, compassion is an interesting word. If you think about it, as a word, compassion. You know, if we think of the French, with passion. You know, compassion, we think of compassion as being very kind. It is. We soften our heart. We are respectful. But we don't take any shit either. Compassion. You know, if you're really, really kind, sometimes you have to say no to things. Compassion means we can do so with passion. In fact, it's a higher energetic and resonance of anger. You know, if you think with passion, anger in its lower resonance is about hatred, violence, all the nasty sort of stuff that goes on. Anger in its higher resonance gives us pride, passion, firmness, dedication, assertiveness. You know, it's the use of the energy of that emotion in its most positive form. And we actually, as human beings, have the capacity, if we're conscious of our emotions and we know how to use them, because emotions are like, if you think of an emotion as energy in motion, it's a power horse. You know, emotions carry power. You know, a very charismatic leader will use emotion in the way that they speak, and they can fire an audience up to do the most amazing things, to be bigger, better, and find the best version of themselves. They can also fire an audience into committing atrocities that step over anything that could mean you're a decent human being. Such is the power of emotion. It's not just the words that people speak, it's the emotion that they carry. And all of us, I'm sure, will know that if you've had conversations with people, you know, we talk about a conversation being loaded. You know, it's loaded with emotion. It's how it makes you feel. If someone says sorry but they don't mean it, you'll feel it. You know, do you know what I mean? It's like when we talk about empty words, they're never empty of emotion. If words are empty, it means somebody has said something, but it's not congruent with what they're actually doing. So they say one thing, but they're doing the opposite. Okay, so that's what an empty word isn't actually empty, but instead of someone saying sorry and you feel so good about it, if they say sorry and do the same thing again, it's loaded with disappointment, hurt, sometimes fear, whatever. You know, you get what I'm talking about anyway, hopefully. But yeah, compassion with passion. I will just say, I don't do these readings for you to plug my books, but I have written a book and it's had really good reviews. It's called Mindfulness Meets Emotional Awareness. It will teach you how to use your emotions, the most challenging ones. It will teach you with exercises too, all about the most challenging emotions that we have as human beings and how to use them actually in a powerfully empowered, positive way. It will teach you about the higher vibration of emotions in essence, but it's very pragmatic and very practical. I'll put a link to it along with my online library. So if you're new to my channel, I was an accredited counsellor, a psychotherapist for over 28 years. So I have a huge number of resources that I put into the world to try and help people really manage emotions. It's a really big kind of calling for me. So this reading is kind of resonating a bit in around that kind of stuff. But anyway, stop waffling about the kind of things I do. You're going to be transformed to the point where your buttons will just not be pressed again. And that is part of the gift of this. But the most important message for you, reading number 2, before we wrap up this reading, is to say to you, you are being protected, guided, and if you feel pushed out of a situation, as if somebody asks for your help and then pushes you out and says, no, I don't want it, be grateful that you've been pushed out. Even though it might feel awful, you're actually being protected from the full energy of this whole stuff that's going on that would truly, truly, truly just be even more toxic and difficult for you if you were even more heavily involved. So this is going to get sorted and you will come out of this seriously on top. Okay, big respect to you. Luck is with you, not whatever's going on, whatever that may be. It doesn't mean these are people who are all bad. For some of you, there may be some people who really are really not great. For others, it's just health issues and inability for things to get sorted, whatever it is about in a personal way. You are being looked after, guided, protected. It will get sorted. And yeah, you'll come out of this totally the winner. Reading number 2, I'm sending you a huge hug, and I'm sorry this is going on, but I honestly think at a level of soul growth, you are so going to come out of this with such greater resilience, awareness, knowledge of the way people use emotions as well, I think too. So, you know, you're going to come out of this the winner. So yeah, sending you the biggest hug ever. This is the energy on and flavour of what is being brought to you in this, with this new moon and in this next moon month. Tons and tons of love to you. If you'd like to get notification of any of my readings as I upload them, this is one of my spontaneous readings. It's a timeless reading. You can tune in with these new moon readings at any new moon. Likewise, the full moon readings and all of the others that answer questions. I also post readings every Sunday for weekly guidance too. Thank you so much to those of you. I know some of you follow those week in and week out. I'm very grateful for your sharing, liking, subscribing and your support. If you want to get notification, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, every reading I do should come into your stream. Super Souls, I'll put links to anything and everything that might be relevant to you in the information box and the comments. Thank you for joining me today. It's a privilege to read for you. Tons and tons of love. Welcome, reading number 3. Thank you so much for joining me. You have been guided into this reading by the card Solve Polluti 741 HZ, that's Hertz. The butterfly, beautiful butterfly created for you. And this was the charm I wanted to say. We also have the rune of strength. Thank you so much for those of you who were letting me know in the comments that this is the sand dollar. Now, this represents freedom, flexibility, strength. Collectively, this card, the butterfly of transformation, the rune of strength, it's suggesting already that, because we're asking about what gifts will this new moon or new moon phase be bringing to you, this is about choosing your own path, the freedom to be you, the ability to heal yourself, to move yourself forwards. There's something very unique and very special to you, very special about you being you, and something coming to you that will give you the freedom or the expansiveness or the opportunity to move forwards in some way that's connected to something that is very unique to you and your current situation. Now, let's just draw more cards before we dive into any more interpretations. Let's draw a moon card first of all. I think that's actually your card. You have emotions are running high, super moon. Okay, let's draw some tarot as well. Cards are leaping out for you already. That one definitely wishes to come through, as does this one and this. I'm seeing this. Okay, that's quite a lot of cards, and that one too. But let's just go with these. What do we have here? We have, do you know, this has come out in every single one of these readings. This is extraordinary. 2 of Bows, decision. Wow, how powerful is that? 2 of Bows, decision. 7 of Bows, clearance. They're very different readings, but how interesting. 7 of Bows, clearance. We have Page of Stones, links. King of Bows, adder. Ace of Arrows, the breath of life. Nine of Vessels, generosity. 2 of Vessels, attraction. Ooh. 7 of Vessels, mourning. 12, the Mirror. And 10 of Stones, home. Wow, this is quite some reading already, reading number 3. Well, talk about something coming in that's just for you. Absolutely. Something seriously coming in, and it feels very life-changing, very transformational, new beginnings, new opportunities. Wow, it's like, it's transformation. There's something really transformational coming into your world. Just look at the constant imagery of transformation and rebirth. You know, the Ace of Arrows firing upwards. Decisions, clearance. This is transition. We've got adders, the King of Bows. Look at all these snakes, the symbol of transformation. The Mourning card, we're moving from one state of being to another. Even in the card of the Mirror, we see here, you know, a body lying here in a canoe. Oh, I think that would be a canoe. The heron, herons are symbols of rebirth, of transformation. Beautiful little medicine pouch around its, medicine bag around its neck. The Ten of Stones as well. You know, we're kind of sitting inside a long barrow here, looking outwards. Long barrows are places of death, of transformation. It's where the dead were placed. It's about moving from one phase of life into another. Reading number 3, everything in your reading is suggesting that you are about to undergo some kind of very, very, very significant rebirth in your life. Something is emerging. It's connected to your own path. It's connected to you being you. It feels very divinely guided. Something's going to basically take off, and it's going to be completely life-changing and transformational. Literally, it's going to be, it's something that fires you up. It's something you desire. It's going to mean leaving something behind. In every way with transition, it's a bit like, so I would say for some of you, Two of Vessels attraction. It's kind of that shift from being, let's say you're single, you have a single life and you've been longing to meet the person of your dreams, and you meet them, your whole life is going to change. Because whereas you had a lot of, you know, the freedom of being single, you may also have felt alone and isolated. This is going to change. You meet someone, it's life-changing. You leave behind the singleness. There will be some things you miss, but my goodness me, you'll know what you want. You'll absolutely be getting something you want. And there will be shifts and changes within this. There'll be a clearing out. It's like taking a relationship to a higher, newer, committed stage. You make that commitment, and therefore, or moving in together, you know, actually, how do you navigate that? You're going to be clearing things. If you're moving house or moving to a new job, or something is huge in terms of transformation, the butterfly, and it's been, this is created just for you. The rune of strength, I always, for me, feel with this rune, it's sort of symbolized by the oxen drawing the sun across the sky in a cart. And it always tells me, this rune, that the universe has your back. This is a change, a transformation of just of something that you really have called for from your heart. But, and the but, is it's going to feel powerful, and it's not a negative but. There's no negativity in that but. It's a but this is seriously life-changing. That's what it is. And the timing, Page of Stones, the timing is impeccable. The lynx, you know, lynxes know it's like their timing is perfect. They know exactly when to pounce. You know, they wait until the timing is right. I think this new moon is bringing a really, really significant opportunity for you to have a voice in some way, shape or form, for you to speak your truth, for you to be you. And it's life-changing. So this could be publicly, it could be within your job, your career, it could even be within a family situation, although that's not massively indicated here. Feels much more as if it's to do with relationships, and therefore it could be connected to family, but for some reason I'm seeing more, if it's connected to you know, home stuff, I see it more as almost a moving house, somewhere where you find your tribe, you know, you find the place that you're going to go and put roots down in. You find the right place. This feels, yeah, whatever this is, it's like you find your niche. Or suddenly, if you're a round peg in a square hole, or a square peg in a round hole, however that works, there's an opportunity being brought to you, the gift of this new moon, and the energy of this new moon is an opening or a window or a move or a shift that is specifically made for you, that it's your niche, it's your mirror. If it's the soulmate connection you've been seeking, they are going to be the person that mirrors you in qualities, you know. It's the person you've been seeking. Nine of Vessels, generosity. Nine of Cups. This is a card of contentment. If it's a career move, it's going to be the job that fits. It's going to be the coat you want to wear. It's going to be the tribe that resonates with you. That's what we're seeing here. It's a significant transformation of something that will work for you. You will no longer be the square peg in the round hole, or vice versa. If you're a square peg, you'll find a square hole, and if you're a round peg, you'll find a round hole. This is what's going to be happening, and it rockets. It takes off. I feel like the transformation is very quick. I want to say you might feel like your feet don't hit the ground. Emotions are running high. You know, when stuff transforms very, very quickly and we think, I know I really want this. I definitely really want this. But woo, can I, barely even catch my breath. I'm going to have to let go of this. This has got to go because I can't do this otherwise. Woo, it's got a lot of vibrancy, a lot of energy. But it's all about you finding your freedom. That if this is a relationship, it's the freedom to be you within relationship. It's the person who sees you as you are, the person who mirrors you. If it's the job, it's the job that was the perfect fit. That's what's coming. It's transformational, absolutely transformational. It feels like divine timing is involved, and man, you're going to just go for it as this happens. So wow, I'm just tingling with excitement for you. Reading number 3. These readings have been so different, all 3 of them. Wow. Let's tune in with more cards for you and see what else we're shown. Let's draw some oracle cards for you. And also, I think, well, we'll do those in a moment. We'll draw some more tarot cards too, because I'm kind of curious as to what the outcome would be. Oh, wow, look at this. Surrender, sensitive sister, be moved by the moon. Emotions are running high, supermoon. I mean, look at the power and energy of the moon energy around you. It's very interesting. I'm doing these readings in the energy of the new moon. And we're asking, what is the gift that is going to be brought to you? What's coming to you in the energy of this new moon and this new moon month, this new moon phase? This is a timeless reading. It will apply to any new moon, but I'm actually doing it in the new moon that is governed by the Celtic tree law of the vine. Vines grow, they grow fast, they climb. And it's also the tribal moon phase of weaves the web. So it's all about creativity, about things, the web that we are weaving, the stuff that we're creating, the stuff that we're manifesting. And this energy, this powerful energy, is really, really supporting you in moving something forwards. Be moved by the moon. Given that this is a reading that is connected to, the new moon beginnings, but also a moon month, you might find that this break, this happening, does actually happen at the time of the full moon as we move through that monthly cycle. Grandmother of love, daughter of life. This is transformation again. It's like something of the old is released so something of the new can be born. Take back your power. Woo! Archangel Raziel, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. What this is saying to me here, and I'm seeing this doorway. I mean, it may not technically be a doorway, I acknowledge that, but it, almost looks, but for me, I'm seeing 2 sides here. Look at this, it's like a doorway here, almost like a stone tomb or a stone opening. As one thing is released, the new comes in. I think a doorway of opening, and just look, I have to show this to you. Can you see all the snakes? All the snakes of transformation in this stonework here. Yeah. This is a reading of rebirth. I mean, absolutely, unquestionably for you guys. We've said it already. You're leaving something behind. The new is coming in. You will need to take action. When we do a reading like this, emotions are running high, you're going to feel very strongly that you about this shift and this transition. Now, because there's clearing out the old, there's knowing when to pounce, knowing when to take action. I'm seeing very strongly in this reading that this transition is an opportunity. Sometimes when we're manifesting, we put our order into the universe and we kind of want to sit and say, well, bring it to me. And sometimes a reading will say very clearly, you don't need to do anything. It's literally going to knock on your door. Sometimes it will tell you that there will be a moment, a window of opportunity, and you need to seize it. And this is what's being shown here. In one way, this reading is saying, surrender, give in to the new that is calling to you. Trust your intuition, listen to your heart. Something that your heart has been desiring is calling you. A doorway is going to open for you. Take the leap. You know, we've talked and touched on relationships here, although this could apply to other areas of your world. If this is the arrow of Cupid arriving for you and you have that wobble, this reading is saying open the door and go there. Take back your power. Trust, live, embrace the new. This is a gift being offered to you. It's beautiful, but it's quite emotive. I think it's something that matters to you. If it's a work opportunity, whatever it is, it's so perfectly made just for you. This literally is that square peg finding the square hole, the round peg, the round hole, in whatever area of life this reading is about for you. Now let us, for reading number 3, I feel so excited for you. I'm tingling. Right, I'm going to draw more cards because I'm going to ask if we can have a bit of a sneaky peek into the future for you and see, can we be shown, you know, what the outcome is here if reading number 3 embrace this transition, if they take that leap, if they surrender to this opportunity and embrace it. I feel there's another card to come. Oh, that's not it. I think this is the one. Okay, let's see what we're shown for you. Reading number 3. 3 of Angels, clarification. You so are going to know. When this shows up, you are so going to know that you want this. Peaceful warrior, King of Angels. 10 of Stars, hoarding. And 2 of Hearts, union. We're back to this element of potential relationship here for some of you. But whatever it is, it's the square peg in the square hole or the round one in the round hole. Right. Allow yourself to have this, please. Okay. Yes, honestly, you're going to be fired up emotionally about this. Literally. This is going to ignite you. It's going to ignite your passions. Allow yourself to have this success. Allow yourself to own it, hoard it, love it, have it. Calm yourself down. Any insecurities, emotions running high, and they do run high at the full moon, let's face it. Surrender to your emotions and allow yourself to receive in peace. I'm going to give you a couple of potential scenarios here that I think are relevant. So one is to do with relationship, but the other is just to do with having in general. So like the job offer, for example, or the house, or whatever it is that you've wanted. The window of opportunity that comes here, the connection, the something, the community. I think for many of you, being the square peg in the round hole or vice versa, you possibly have concerns or fears about trying things on, or feeling like you can have something, or feeling like this will ever be possible. You'll ever find the right niche for you. You'll ever be able to just be who you are in relationship and be loved and accepted as you are. You'll never find exactly the right job, that kind of thing. Or a space where your voice can be heard and appreciated, even if you're different and you hold a different opinion. You know, there's something here in the reading about some layer of possible self-doubt that has almost caused you to feel like this won't quite happen. And it means that when a doorway is open to you, there's hesitancy. Like you meet that person, your eyes meet, you look across the room, and then there's a hesitancy. It's like, oh, this probably won't work out. Calm your emotions. This is what the surrender bit is. It's like surrender to the space of possibility. Know that you have the right to be you. The universe has your back here. This is a massive life-changing situation. And the outcome is really gorgeous. It's a fit. Okay, so whatever this is, it's a fit. That's the best way I can describe this. Calm your emotions. This person is a real, or this person, this job, this situation. I mean, we are seeing a person coming in for some of you. There's no question of it. You know, 2 of Vessels, attraction, peaceful warrior, 2 of hearts. If the situation, the niche, the fit, this is going to be someone who is, it is that they are going to be that mirror to your soul, or the situation will be the mirror to your soul. There will be the connection here. There will be the mirror, the joy, the you know, when you get each other, that's the flavour here. Don't hesitate, because there is a, if we've been hurt, if we're fearful, or we think I can never have that, I'll never find the right job, or if I do it won't work, or you know, the stuff that we build over time because of past situations and experiences. This reading is actually suggesting quite the opposite. It's saying, look, don't miss this opportunity. If you do miss it, the universe will bring you another one, I'm sure of that. But it would be a great shame to walk away from this when I think a doorway is genuinely being opened for you. Beautiful reading number 3. It's time to clear away those kind of self-doubts, you know, burn those bridges that connected you to the wrong shape. You know, so whether you are a square or a round, whatever that might be, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, I'm sure. Beautiful use. This is someone who I think will bring peace. This is a job, a situation, a house, a home, a community. The resonance is going to bring you much peace. And so, yeah, take it, own it, hold it. It's a beautiful, beautiful window of opportunity that this new moon and this new moon month are bringing for you. And it's very, very life-changing. Don't hold back. Don't stop yourself from receiving. Yeah, don't hold back from this. Beautiful use. It's a heavenly reading with a heavenly opportunity coming your way that is just for you. And so it's like it's the perfect fit. I am loving your reading. I really am. It's funny, I'm actually feeling quite emotional, which is really interesting. The 7 of Vessels morning. Because I do feel there's a sort of almost a shift away from, you know, that feeling of quite, we feel really emotional when we get the thing we really want. You know, it's when someone really hears us, and even though it's the most joyous experience, you burst into tears. It's got that flavour here, because this is really magical. Super Souls, if you'd like to get notification of any of my readings, if you subscribe, hit the bell icon, they should come into your stream. I put a ton of stuff into the world for free, so I will put all the kind of links to the different things I do and the different resources and stuff in the information box and the comments for phone users, as well as the cards, in case any of you want to check those out for yourselves. I'll put the names of the cards there too. Super Souls, thank you for joining me. I'm really, really thrilled for you. Don't hesitate, take it. You know, it's like I'm itching for you to, you know, I'm rooting for you, along with, yeah, all of your spirit team as well. I feel like they're right with you. Yeah, it's going to be a complete moment to pounce and embrace this. So just, it's gorgeous. Wonderful use. Sending you the biggest hug in the world. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. Thank you for your comments. I'm sorry I can't reply to them all. There are so many, but I do read them, and I am thrilled and honoured to be reading to you and for you. And I love the way you guys support each other too in the comments. It's awesome. It just feels like we're building such an amazing community here, and it's a gift truly to be connected with you all. Thank you to those of you who give back through the super thanks as well in the comments, and also to all of you wonderful people who are supporting all of my work ongoing through Patreon. Tons and tons of love to you all.